Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing what they call the Mandela Effect again, which many of us knew about it long before they called it the Mandela Effect. And we're going to be discussing the Mona Lisa. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of what my perspective is today. And there's the Mona Lisa with her beautiful smile, and many of us don't remember her having a smile, but some people do. So please leave comments as to if you remember her having a smile or not. And I found this, and I thought that many of you might find this interesting. And there's the web page with the author title and the publication date, etc., in case you're interested in that. Okay, and then here's this. Will the real Mona Lisa come forward? This proposal is based on the selection and use of stereotypical familiar artworks as exemplars in the instructional program for classroom teachers. Okay, and here we see this. It says to compare the characteristics of Da Vinci's Mona Lisa with variations on the Mona Lisa theme in a number of works of art. What do they have in common? In what ways are they different? To discuss why artists would want to make variations of the Mona Lisa. And here we have this. Here's some cited as familiar works of art in one of the areas, and I thought you might find that interesting. And right here it says they begin to understand what Picasso meant when he said originality is simply a pair of fresh eyes. And here we have that we might interpret the reasons why Picasso made changes as he worked. And here's something that I thought was a little bit interesting, and I wanted to look it up later, and I thought I would just barely highlight it. And here we have water lilies. And here's some of there is more apparent variety in the artists identified as most familiar, although it must be acknowledged that the illustrator Norman Rockwell was identified by 25% of the students, and Walt Disney was mentioned by 1. And here we have this. And the word water lilies, I always thought lilies was spelled Lillies. I always doubled the letters before the Y if it was like lilies. I am confused by the spelling. If you remember it always spelled this way, well, please let me know. And here's a list of the selected artists in this, which I also thought you would find interesting if you're somebody who looks at the artists that you think have changed and are not the same as you remember them. I thought that would definitely interest you. And here's a selection of this. It says, but will then be shown from whom and where it came from, how it has been used, altered, changed, and reflected upon by artists of today, as well as its connections with other disciplines outside of the artists. And it says, could you make a series of works as Monet might, flowers as George O'Keeffe might, or continually change one aspect of a work while keeping the remainder of the work unchanged? And this part, has time changed its appearance? How? Does it look the way it did when it was new? How could you make it look almost new? How could you find out how it is supposed to look or how it looked when it was new? And there again, will the real Mona Lisa come forward? And this right here I found, there's a picture of what I remember it like that I found online. And this right here I found very interesting. They reported the discovery that Leonardo da Vinci had originally painted the Mona Lisa frowning, not smiling. As a result, I don't know how to say it, Louvre had restored the painting to its original condition, but because the Mona Lisa's unhappy scowl seemed to rob the painting of much of its charm, the museum directors were considering changing the frown back into a smile. This was in 1935, before I was born. In the picture on the left, Mona Lisa, as we have known her up until now, which I did not, her secretive and beguiling smile has earned worldwide fame for Leonardo's picture, but this has proven to be an overpainting ordered by Franz I that has now been removed. In the picture on the right, after the restoration, the Mona Lisa no longer smiles. Now that's what I remember. Because of the loss of her smile, the picture has lost its unique attraction. As a result, the museum's directors are seriously considering returning the picture to its old appearance through a new overpainting. For 2 years, a special commission has been established, which is examining all pictures for their preservation. As soon as they discover that a picture has been painted over, a restorer brings them back to their original condition. In the process of these examinations, the famous painting of the Mona Lisa by Leonardo was x-rayed, revealed a great surprise. The original face of the Mona Lisa did not smile, but rather had an unattractive scowling expression. From an old document in the National Library of Paris, it is clearly established that the then owner of the picture, Franz I of France, ordered the overpainting. Now, I find that just completely and utterly fascinating because I don't remember the overpainting until recently, and then when I heard it recently, it was like it had always been that way and it had been that way forever. But now it hasn't been that way forever, and at some point it was this way, and at some point it was changed. So please leave comments and let me know your thoughts and what you remember. I really appreciate it, and thank you for tuning into my channel. Hope to see you again. Bye-bye.